From the Berkshires to the Sound, from wherever you live in MLB America, this is Inside the Parker. You give us 22 minutes and we'll give you the scoop on Major League Baseball. Now, here's Baseball Hall of Fame voter number 57.
You have another hot take.
Will not NOT make the playoffs.
Shohei me the money.
Rob Parker.
Come on! I've been covering Major League Baseball for almost 40 years now. In New York, in Cincinnati, in Detroit, in LA. I love this game. Let's go! Welcome into the podcast, and I'm your host, Rob Parker. And what a show we have for you today. Before we even get started, remember, press this button, the subscribe button, so that you're always here, always up to date with all the best coverage of Major League Baseball. As you know, I've been covering baseball since 1986. I love the sport. This is the place for your baseball fix. Inside the Parker, sponsored by Cuffin Season. Lock in the flavor your taste buds will love at cuffinseason.us. Get yours today. And for an extra 10% off, use the code MLBbro in all caps. Welcome into the podcast. I'm your host, Rob Parker, and what a show we have for you today. Astros rookie second baseman Brice Matthews drops by the podcast. Also, we'll do a deep dive into the Detroit Tigers with Mike Stone. Stoney from 97 won the ticket. That plus a pushback and much more. Let's go.
To lead off, it's Getting Robbed.
And keep them up.
Rob's hot take on the three biggest stories in Major League Baseball. Number one.
It was a frenzy. That's right. The MLB Trade Deadline, which ended on Thursday, was an all-out smorgasbord, a buffet, all you can eat, endless shrimp, whatever you want to call it. And it made total sense. There isn't really a dominant team in either the American League or National League. I know coming into the season, people thought maybe the Yankees and Dodgers would meet again in the World Series. The Dodgers are good, not great. The Yankees up and down, not great. So things look open in both the American League and the National League. And teams that really felt like, hey, this might be our chance to sneak in and maybe win a World Series, they went all in. And then other teams that thought that they were out of it, they dropped out and were willing to move players. We saw a lot of relief pitching getting moved around. Filling up the back end of bullpens. You're lucky to get 5 or 6 innings from starting pitchers in the postseason. Mets did some job adding Helsley to Diaz, and they got Rogers as well. So they got 3 really stud guys at the back end of their bullpen. Helsley and Diaz, of course, are closers. So the Mets, I think, did a great job, and the Yankees added pieces. A lot of teams added bullpen help. But the frenzy, it was real. And this will be interesting to see how that plays out with all the bullpen stuff when we get to the postseason.
Number two.
On Saturday, baseball is another specialty game. It's the Speedway Classic down in Bristol, Tennessee, a Major League Baseball game on a racetrack down in Bristol, Tennessee. Ready for this? Baseball is expected to set an all-time attendance record for a game. Over 85,000 tickets sold for this game in Tennessee. Wow. The record was a Yankees-Cleveland Indians game in Cleveland back in 1954, part of a doubleheader. Over 84,000 plus showed up for that. Baseball's done a good job with doing these kind of specialty games in the summer. We saw a tribute to the Negro League last year in Birmingham, Alabama. That was amazing. A Field of Dreams, we know that one that was in Iowa. Yankees and White Sox, that was pretty great. So we've seen these kind of things, and it's great to spread baseball around, have a special day. It'll be interesting to see what that looks like, a baseball field in the middle of a racing track. But there it is, Saturday on Fox, 85,000 plus expected to pack that raceway to watch Major League Baseball.
Number three.
It was a bloodbath in Baltimore. I mean, they cleaned house, dumped a number of players, including Ryan O'Hearn and Cedric Mullins, and dumped 3 pitchers, including Charlie Morton. and they're moving clean. It's unbelievable where the Orioles are in 2025. It was just 2023, less than 2 years ago. This team was full of promise. Young players. They won 101 games. They won the American League East. They didn't fare well in the postseason, but people believed they had something going in Baltimore. The crowds were showing up at Camden Yards, and here we are, where now they're cleaning house and apparently look like they're going to start all over again in Baltimore, which is just shocking to think that so much bad can happen in such a short period of time. If I'm an Orioles fan, I'm bummed out. Thought that things had turned a corner, that the Orioles were going to be competitive, and now we'll have to see. Are they going to go on the cheap? Are they going to rebuild this on a hurry, with spending some money to bring some big-time players? Or are they just going to develop and have a antiquated and old 5-year plan to get this turned away? This will be interesting to see where Baltimore goes and their vision from the front office.
Here comes the big interview. Listen and learn.
Oh, it's so good.
Now let's welcome into the podcast Brice Matthews, second baseman for the Houston Astros. How you doing, Brice?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. Appreciate it. Want to start with your love for baseball. Where did that come from? Tell me about your childhood and playing baseball.
Yeah, Dad kind of put the ball in my hands since I can remember, and just been playing ever since. It's been a fun journey. Journey's still going on, but I'm super blessed and able to be out here and just compete with the best players in the world.
How about the other sports? Did you play basketball or football? Are those two?
Yeah, I played basketball and football growing up. I played football all the way up until my senior year in high school, so that was a lot of fun getting those memories on the gridiron and just having fun out there.
What was it about baseball? Was it fielding, hitting? What did you like fall in love with, or what part of the game?
I think it was more so every day out there on the field. It was never a bad day for me. Being out there and just being able to go out there and have fun. I feel like myself every day, and just being free. Honestly, just wherever I was at, whether it was an infield or outfield, it was just a lot of fun.
Okay, I'm gonna pitch you because how many guys get a chance to play for their hometown team? I mean, what take me through this experience and your first game and what that was like for everything, family, you, to be out here. What was it?
It meant everything. To be here, growing up here, and just seeing all these moments in this park, seeing Jose hit so many home runs in here, and now being able to share the field with him and share these experiences with my friends and my family has been unbelievable. I couldn't thank God more, so it's been a huge blessing in my life to have my friends and family here as many times as they want, so it's been a lot of fun.
When you woke up that morning to get ready, put the uniform on, when did it sink in that, yo, I'm in the big leagues? Was it at your first at bat, or what, you know what I mean? When did you realize I'm a big leaguer? I actually made it.
I don't even know still, to be honest. Probably once we had the All-Star break, maybe. Getting to sit down there with hanging out with my friends and my family, just talk about that experience, getting to face really good pitchers, probably one of the greatest pitchers to ever play in the game, like in DeGrom. So, and just being able to see that and just have fun and experience that with these guys, they've been so great for me and just helping me learn and feel confident and comfortable out there on the field. It's been amazing.
That first game, I know you struck out 3 times, 0 for 4. Did the game seem fast to you? Did you feel overmatched, or did you feel like you belonged but just, couldn't catch up to what was going on? How did that first game feel?
It was fun. I mean, it's baseball. You're not going to have everything go your way all the time. It's a game of failure, so it's just about building on that, being mentally tough, and just trying to go on to the next day, next at-bat, next pitch. It was a lot of fun and just competing. And I just got beat that day. But this is baseball.
Our guest is Brice Matthews, second baseman for the Houston Astros. Your favorite player growing up, obviously you were an Astros fan growing up in Houston. Was it an Astro or was it somebody else?
Growing up, I had...
I'm not going to tell anybody if it wasn't Altuve.
Nah, it's so many players. Carlos Correa, Springer, Michael Bourne, McCutcheon, Trout. Like, I'm a student of the game. I like learning different things from different players. I'd say probably my favorite player growing up was probably Chipper Jones, because he was a switch hitter. I switch hit a little bit when I was growing up, and getting to see him all the time on TBS. So So all those guys, they played a tremendous role in my career, just watching and learning from them from afar, and sometimes really up close in the stadium with Hosey and Correa and Springer and Michael. So they've been great. Getting to talk to Hosey every day is a lot of fun. Just his energy, his spirit, his love for the game, and I get to play with a Hall of Famer every day, man. It's amazing. I'm so super blessed.
Last question. This team, you guys have enough to make a run on this? A lot of people thought the Astros were dead, you know what I mean, after a great run and 2 championships. But you guys are right there, right in the mix.
These guys, we come in and we compete every day. We're here to battle and try to put up wins every day. So that's what we're going to continue to try to do. It's a lot of fun. These guys battle, man. We battle every day, grit and grind, putting the sweat in the bucket every day, trying to do one thing to help the team get a win every day. So I'm more than grateful to be around these guys every day, and I'm just super thankful.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Best of luck to you and your career.
Thank you so much.
In case you missed Rob Parker on the MLB Network, here's his latest appearance on MLB Now.
All right, Rob Parker is here in the flesh, baby. Rob, it's Brian Kenny. Welcome back.
What's up, BK? How are you?
I'm doing great. Look, I did not expect. I was writing things off last night. You know, I had everything's ready to go, and suddenly things are breaking today. So I'm going to put you on the spot. This is big boy baseball here. Mason Miller, Joan Duran, Helsley, and Rogers going to the Mets. Ryan Helsley, Tyler Rogers. Who do you think did the best there? Padres, Phillies, Mets, National League contenders. Who did the best?
I'm going with the New York Metropolitans. BK, you heard of the big 3 in the NBA, right? LeBron, D. Wade, and Chris Bosh. Now look at the Mets bullpen. Helsley, right? Rogers with Diaz. Now look at that. They got 2 closers in the back there. Helsley at one point last year in the majors led in saves. I know he's not unhittable this year like he was a year ago, but still, their bullpen is rock solid. The Mets did a great job. Hats off to Stearns and his moves.
I thought so, too. You could make a case. Look, the Phillies, basically their bullpen has gotten them knocked out back-to-back years. Duran is the most significant guy. I think the Mets having 2 of them makes a difference because Rogers is having an excellent year. But Mason Miller, I had him my #1 relief pitcher in the game to a bullpen that was already very, very good. What about Mason Miller? And he's under club control for a couple of years. They have him for a while. What about Miller?
Oh, yeah, no. That's a great deal as well. I just think the Mets just got more, and I'm with you. To be able to have him and know he's not going anywhere kind of reminds me of like the Astros with Josh Hader, when they got him and they just, he's going to be around for a while. It wasn't going to be a one-year thing. So the Padres did well as well. That's a good thing.
And he's peaking. He's 26 and all that. All right, I wanted to get this in today because I saw this news cross, and I've been saying this for weeks. Shohei Ohtani should open, right? If he insists, Rob, on pitching, and he does, let him open and get him out. I have receipts. Take a look. So again, the priority here is protecting that high level of offensive production that I just showed you and the base running. As important as pitching is, Ohtani's everyday dominance contributes more to winning. Being an opener solves a lot of problems. Ohtani will know when he's starting. He can prepare all day long. Sleep, food, frame of mind, warming up. He knows he's pitching that day. And the difference is he just throws 1 inning. Okay, maybe inning and 2/3, maybe 2. You can be flexible. You can do whatever you want. But pretty quickly, he's out. All right, Rob, there you go. So the plan yesterday was to move it to 4 innings. Sure enough, he leaves with cramping, and he goes 0 for 5 at the plate. So what are your thoughts on that? I think they're getting greedy, Rob.
I'm even more stern than you are. I mean, you want him to be an opener. I don't want him to pitch at all,
Wow.
BK. 0.
Wow, okay.
Not a zilch. I mean, he's batting .273 this year. This isn't last year, and this is my issue. At the plate, he's superior. On the mound, he's very good, but he's not a Cy Young Award winner, and I would rather take his value every day concentrating on hitting.
I'm acquiescing to the saying, no, the guy wants to pitch. He's insisting on pitching. They fell into it because they were like rehabbing him. Hey, 1 inning at a time. That's all you need. By the way, don't don't misunderestimate how important that first inning, a shutdown, shutout first inning is. Oh, here's the numbers, too. I looked at them today. This is Ohtani before and after he started pitching, Rob. He's hitting .297 with a .393 on base, slugging .642 before he started pitching. So he's got a 180 weighted runs created plus with 11 steals. Since then, he's hitting .213. I'll give you a batting average, all right? I'll add it. .213, low on base, slugging .532, which is remarkable for a guy pitching, but it's not what he was doing, and 2 stolen bases. He's a very different everyday player, and he's only started with the cramping. Remember a couple of years ago, he's holding the hip. It's not just the Tommy John. I don't know. They have to come to some sort of agreement on all this.
I'm with you. And he's had a history of injuries as a pitcher.
Yeah.
And I'm not poo-pooing it. We saw it, the unicorn, all that stuff. That's good.
It's historic. Yeah.
Let's just move on from that and make him an everyday great player at the plate and not waste this guy's talent offensively, because he's one of the greatest who's ever played offensively. And I think the Dodgers are making a mistake.
I agree with you. I think they fell into the right solution earlier this year, and it's a way I think they both can live with it. Maybe they'll end up there, but they're not there now. Rob, great stuff. We'll talk to you again next week. Take care.
All right, BK. Appreciate it.
When Rob was a newspaper columnist, he lived by this motto: if I'm writing, I'm ripping. Let's bring in a writer or broadcaster, old or new.
Now let's welcome into the podcast Mike Stone from 97.1 The Ticket. Michael Stone, Stoney as we know him. What's up, Stoney? How are you?
I'm doing wonderful, Rob. How the hell are you? The trading deadline is over, and hey, what the hell? The Tigers basically, they flatlined a little bit.
I was going to ask you, let's go there, Stoney. First, we know they went out on that terrible slide where they were getting outscored. The pitching was terrible. They lost 11 out of 12. And they had such a big lead. That's what helped them. But it was a really ugly stretch for this team that had the best record in the American League. Let's start there first. What was going on there? What happened where they just, it started right before the All-Star break and they just fell off?
Well, it was weird. It's like every team, as you know better than anybody, it's baseball. Every team, even great teams, go through these 11 for 12 stretches. But to me, the thing that was so disconcerting was it wasn't that the hitting was bad or the pitching was bad or the bullpen. It was the fielding. Everything was bad at once. And so people started panicking a little bit. I agree. I was too. And look, they got well after at least salvaging one game out of the series with Toronto. And then they beat, the Diamondbacks in 3 straight. But let's not get excited. The Diamondbacks are basically playing out the string before the deadline. So we'll get a better sense. 3 tough games in Philly this weekend. And then the Twins come in. Look, you mentioned the lead. I mean, that's the key. They have the lead. They could this could hurt them. It could help them. But they're not going to lose the division, I don't think.
Okay, so help me here with the thinking. I know they made some moves, but not, any splashes. The trade deadline. What were fans in Detroit hoping for? Was it bullpen help? Was it another starter? Was it a bat? What were they looking for, Stoney?
Well, up until the bad stretch, it was we need another bat. And everybody fell in love with former Tiger Eugenio Suarez, who, of course, they had here, but was traded for who, Rob? The Big Pasta. So that didn't work years ago, Alfredo Simon. So, look, everybody wanted Suarez here. They came here. People said they should not let him leave Arizona without, making a trade. It's not up to him. It's not like it's a free agent. So I think he was number one on the fans list. And everybody else, because the bullpen was starting to really fall apart. I thought they needed 1 or 2 really good arms. They went with quantity, not quality, in my opinion, as far as the bullpen. I mean, I think Finnegan's a good reliever, and I think playing Washington this year kind of, I think we'll find out when he's back with a contender. He'll be back being good. The other guys, they took a flyer on Montero. Look, with Reese Olson getting hurt, I mean, that's why they had to make the trade for Paddock. That kind of screwed everything up too. So I think compared to where they were this time last, I think the bullpen's a little better. They still need a bat, but it's not the philosophy that they have here.
Our guest is Michael Stone, Stoney from 97.1 The Ticket, my old radio partner from when we first started All Sports Talk Radio in Detroit. on WDFN, Stoney, in 1994. My God, the original Odd Couple, which is just crazy. So
Yes, it
Stoney's been
is.
covering the Tigers forever and knows what's going on is at the ballpark. So I wanted to chime in and check in on Stoney just about the fans, Stoney, when they were rolling and had the best record and had all these, players in the All-Star team. What did they have? Like
Six.
six total, but didn't they have like four starters or something
Torres, Baez, and Riley and Scooble. So yes, they had four
Yeah,
starters.
they have four starters, right? So they were prime time, and everybody in baseball looking at the Tigers. Where are fans now? Does it not feel as good, or do they feel like maybe we weren't as good as we looked in the first half, but they still feel optimistic?
I think everybody's optimistic that they'll get in the playoffs. And Rob, like again, you know better than anyone. Not like the NFL so much, definitely not like the NBA, more like hockey. We're getting to the point with baseball. Just once you get in, anything can happen. And
it happened with the Texas Rangers 2 years ago, Stoney. You remember they lost the division, right, and made the post wild card and won a World Series.
Right. Look, I always felt, but despite the fact that they had the best record in baseball, that they were a good team. They weren't a great team. And maybe I'm blinded because they didn't have, besides Scooble, superstar. Riley Green's a really good player, but he's not a superstar. So we've seen, and my point was, you don't have to be a great team to win the World Series. The Tigers, 2006. Okay, they were a better team than the Cardinals, and the Cardinals beat them.
No doubt about it.
The Royals, when they won the World Series, and they went back-to-back to two World Series, they won one of them. They weren't a great team. So just get to the dance and whatever and see what happens. And when you have a pitcher like Scooble, you can at least, I'm not going to say pencil in or guarantee some wins, but you should be able to get some wins. So I think everybody, most of the fans love the team. They think they're good, and they're a little disappointed about yesterday because they feel that, especially with Scooble on the last year of his contract next year, this is the chance to do it and to go all in. And they didn't. They love their prospects, and we know prospects don't mean hell of beans a lot of times. They do have a lot of them. I kind of thought, and their philosophy is they're not going to give up a lot of their great prospects for rentals. And I don't disagree with that. However, Bednar was not a rental, and Duran, the reliever from Minnesota that the Phillies got, they paid a hefty price for. They weren't rentals either. So I think that's the one move. If they would have gotten Bednar, I don't think they were ever going to get Duran. They could have gotten Bednar.
The Yankees got him, right.
Yeah, the Yankees got him. The Yankees also got Jake Bird, who I like better than Montero, some of the other pitchers the Tigers got. I think people would have been happy, but who knows?
Tony, last thing, and you put it up, Tarek Scooble, just like what's the feeling? Scott Boras is his agent. We know the deal with Scott and how he does business. They want top dollar, no hometown discounts. What are the chances of Scooble staying in Detroit? Because everything you hear is negative.
I think it's about 15-20% at that. And that's just the way baseball is. And it's nothing against him. Take the most money you can get unless you really love it here that much that you don't want to go to, the Dodgers, the Mets, or whoever. Look, we saw it with Boras. I don't know if you were still here. Yeah, but with Max Scherzer. I mean, the Tigers made a fair offer. They said, no, we're better than ourselves. And then the Tigers made it public, which really pissed Boras and Scherzer off. So I don't know. There are a lot of people who thought they should have traded Scooble last year and gotten what load because you have had 2.5 years of control if you did it last year's deadline. Now, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Look, if they win the World Series, they can do whatever they want. Nothing matters.
Yeah, once you do that, you can say, okay, thank you very much, and move on. It's still about winning. The Tigers haven't won a World Series since 1984. It's been a long time, and of course, that's what they want to do. All right, his name is Mike Stone. Stoney, 97 won the ticket in Detroit.
Great seeing you, Rob. I love ML. Even though I'm not a bro, I love MLBbro.com.
Thank you, my man. Well, you don't have to be a bro to love.
I know.
We appreciate it. All right, Stoney, thank you. Appreciate you.
Bye.
Now, here's the best from MLBbro.com.
Mike Matthews here with MLBbro, and I'm here to let you know what's popping.
Sometimes you just need a change of scenery. to get you going in the right direction. And that may be exactly what is happening with MLB bro Josh Naylor, now of the Seattle Mariners. The Seattle Mariners kicked off the trade deadline season by bringing in the former All-Star first baseman Naylor from the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Mariners are hopeful with Naylor's return to the American League that he can get things going once again. And so far, he hasn't disappointed. In his first 3 games with the team, he has recorded a hit in each matchup. And going back to his time with the Diamondbacks, he is now on a 7-game hitting streak. The 28-year-old is hoping to keep his hitting streak going and help the Mariners find a way to climb the standings in the AL West. And that's what's popping.
For more, right now, go to MLBbro.com.
No! This is baloney!
It's the Parker Pushback.
Shut the up!
Here, Rob tackles the outlandish takes in Major League Baseball.
You idiot! Shut up!
Today, I'm pushing back on the Houston Astros, who brought back Correa to Houston from the Minnesota Twins in a trade deadline deal. Seriously? They didn't want Correa. They let him go as a free agent. They didn't want to pay him. And he was involved in a cheating scandal and all that. I get it. He was one of their original players. They drafted him 2012. I get all that. He helped them win. But they didn't want him. And now all of a sudden, the Astros, I know they're banged up, got some injuries, but they make a trade to bring Correa back to Houston to play third base this time, not shortstop, where he played and helped them win in the past. So this is very interesting. It just doesn't make sense to me. Why are you going to revisit this if you're the Astros? Move forward. I think Altuve is the only player that's left from the cheating scandal team. So why would you even reintroduce this or do this? None of this makes any sense. I think they could have gone elsewhere. They let Bregman go. Are they going to bring him back now? The Houston Astros, are you serious? Correa, doesn't make any sense to revisit this years later. I'm Rob Parker, and that's my pushback.
Make way for Weekend Wagers.
Yo, it's Sean Bo. Fire up those bed naps. Let's go. We have hit a schneid, MLB bros. Yes, 0-2 last week. Brings us to 15 wins, 21 losses so far in the season. But let's creep and crawl back to 500. And let's start this week with Friday's win. Starting with the Brewers. Let's go ahead and take that -1.5 on the run line against the Nationals. The Brewers have been one of the better teams this season, and they look to get back on track against the up-and-down Nationals. Then Saturday, let's take that pitching duel between the LA Dodgers and Tampa Bay Rays. Blake Snell has been putting on a show since his comeback, and he's going to continue doing that in Southern Florida. Go ahead and take the under 8 total runs between the Rays and the...
Hi, I'm Rob Parker, the founder and editor of MLBbro.com, where we cover black and brown major leaguers. 75% of the content will be about the current black and brown stars in Major League Baseball. The other 25%, we'll take a look back at some of the great black players. On the site, there'll be a ton of great written stories and videos and features.
MLB Bro, because you need to know.
MLB fans, when it comes to Major League Baseball, no one covers it better than the Odd Couple.
Fact.
I am the baseball king.
First, second, third, and home.
We're leading shows with baseball. Game over.
They don't watch it.
They don't know the game.
All in one place.
Let's go!
Right here on Fox Sports Radio.
I love baseball.
In the words of New York TV legend, the late Bill Jorgensen, thanking you for your time this time until next time. Rob Parker, out.
He can't get it. This could be an inside to Parker.
See you next week. Same bat time, same bat station.